Lately, I have been a lot more productive, and the way I accomplish that is by doing something that is extremely easy but guaranteed to help your productivity. I recently quit my job and I started another business. And before I started this business, I did something that I hadn't done in a while. I made a plan. You see, I was getting stuff done, so much stuff done, and I had felt like I was spinning my wheels for months. And I was really thinking about that, why I was able to get so much done lately, but for months before, I felt like I was just pretty much spinning my wheels. I was wondering how or why that was and what I could do to change it. What I realized after some consideration is that I had a plan. Now, back when I was doing 75 hard and the 3 phases that follow it, I felt extremely productive, and I also, more importantly, was extremely productive. Every day, without any compromise, no matter what, I hit my workouts, I hit my reading, I hit my cold showers, I hit my meditation, I hit my gallon of water, I took my progress picture. Depending on the phase, I talked to a stranger. I did everything that was planned for the day, and that helped me feel good because I was checking off every box every day, every week, every month, and I also inevitably made progress. So, obviously, in retrospect, after analyzing everything I was doing back then, analyzing how I've been the last few months, and then analyzing how I've been the last couple weeks, I realized the main difference was a plan and discipline, specifically a daily plan. And honestly, it all makes sense because, for me at least, on all of the days over the past few months, I haven't had a plan of what I'm going to do that day. When I wake up and it's finally my day off, for example, in my case, I was working 50 to 60 hour weeks, switching between nights and days, working in trenches, installing main water pipelines for cities and counties in the state I live in. And when I finally had a day off, even though I wanted to work and do all these things to get closer to my goals, I didn't. I made no progress, and then all of a sudden it was Monday again, and I was back in the trench, and I would beat myself up for it. What it comes down to is I didn't have a plan, so I didn't have anything to execute on, and so nothing got done. Recently, though, I have made a change, and I have been planning every single day out the night before. Then, the next day, I just wake up, I look at my list, and I start knocking things off of the list, starting with whatever has the highest priority, obviously, and going down until I reach the bottom. So because it helped me so much, and because I'm trying to obviously help people with this channel, it's the whole point of it, I'm making a video about it now. So if you've made it this far in the video, I highly encourage that you either get out your notes on your phone, but preferably a pen and paper, and then just go through this and make a plan with me for your productivity. All right, so firstly, you're going to want to know what you want. That was kind of my problem when I was being unproductive. However, even though I didn't have a specific idea of what the heck I was going to do next, there's still things I could have been doing. It's a bookshelf right here behind me. It's got a ton of books on it. I was buying books the entire time I was working that pipe job. And at bare minimum, I could have been uploading to my channel, could have been reading, and I could have been hitting the gym. Obviously, I was working a very labor-intensive, difficult, blue-collar job that sucked. So the gym sucked. I still hit it sometimes, but not consistently and enough. I didn't read. I could have read. Doesn't take any physical energy, but I decided to do pretty much nothing. I probably scrolled on my phone. In fact, I don't have Instagram anymore. I deleted it. Just so I could get back into the grind. I haven't had it for a couple weeks now. But yeah, it was just laziness, or rather lack of direction and lack of a plan. So that's what we're going over right now. So you need to know what you want. Pick only a few things, because in my experience, I've been humbled time and time again by trying to do too much at once, and we're mortal. We're limited. We can only do so much. You only have so much mental bandwidth, so much computing power. And a lot of people say, like, the whole reason Mark Zuckerberg wore the same shirt and pants every day is so that he had to make less decisions, because decisions take brain power and you only have so much of that, and he wanted to put it into more important things. So for my recommendation for this video, if you don't have any idea where you're going to start, I recommend something that's going to help your finances, something that's going to help your fitness, and something that's going to help your relationships. Now, the second most important thing when you're creating your plan is you need to, after you've decided your 3 things or 4, you do whatever you want. I'm recommending those 3. Once you've decided those things, you need to figure out what you would have to do daily, bare minimum, to hit those goals. So for example, I'm going to pick YouTube, my fitness, and reading my books. So for me, daily, to barely scrape by, let's assume that if I barely finish the things I'm going to pick from my plan on my daily power list, as Andy Frisella puts it, he's the guy that made 75 Hard, your power list, if you barely do those things every day, and like that's all you do in the day, or like you're so exhausted by the end of the day, but you finish, you complete it, you put the check mark on it, in 1 year, 3 months, whatever the timeline, you'll hit your goal just by doing that. So that every day, all you have to worry about is doing the things on your list, and you'll make it. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through the plan on the 3 things I just chose here on the video for the example, so that you can kind of see the thought process behind it and how I do it. Okay, so for the first one, YouTube, no compromise. I do these things every day. That's all I have to worry about, and then my goals will start to, come into existence. For the YouTube goal, I upload 1 video a day, and I watch 30 minutes of building channel stuff on YouTube, like how to talk to a camera, analytics stuff, algorithm stuff, like content strategy. 30 minutes of that every day, and me uploading a video where I actually try to do a good job. And in a year's time, if I uploaded a video every single day and did half an hour of research, over the year, if I watched half an hour of pro channel building content on YouTube every day for a year, I will have put in 182 and a half hours into YouTube research. And honestly, if you actually get into it and start doing it every day, you might end up putting more time in, so it's better. But just for the bare minimum, you would have a lot of knowledge of YouTube, and you will have had a lot of content put out to practice and also to be seen by people. Now, example 2 would be my fitness. So if I just did these few things every day, no matter what, no compromise, in a year I would be jacked and healthy. So for this example, I would eat, personally for me, I want to hit like 200 grams of protein a day at least, because I'm trying to go over 200 pounds in body weight. I'd hit the gym, maybe I'd run, and in a year, it would be impossible for me to not see results, because every single day, no matter what, according to the plan I set, I'm making progress. Now, example 3 was my reading. I would read 50 pages a day in front of a notebook, and I would take notes so that I could retain as much information as possible and not lose as much information as possible. That way, no matter what, if after a year I'm just reading my books 50 pages a day, I will know a lot more than most people on whatever subject I'm reading on, and that will put me light years ahead. So even just in my example, no matter what you pick, you'll be very much ahead of your current self, which by then will be your past self, and very much ahead of most people, I would say too, because most people can't stick to something. So if I were to start at nothing and just follow these small things for 365 days, I would be an entirely different and better person. If I were to start with 0 subs on YouTube, a skinny, fat, weak body, and not knowing anything about anything, but I put in the work on YouTube, put in the work on my body, put in the work on my mind, it would be literally impossible for me to not improve. I would be smart. I would have an at least very much grown YouTube channel, if not a successful one. Probably successful though if you actually put in that work. And then my mind, I'd be a lot smarter and know a lot more. So I truly believe that determining a plan and then executing on it every single day is the way to get to where you want to be. Just decide on your goals, decide what you need to do daily, and do it. And honestly, even if you missed 20 days out of every 100, you're still gonna almost be at where you want to be. I hope this video was helpful. If you got any value, please give it a like and comment your favorite part or any thoughts you had. And if you made it this far and you're not subscribed, you should consider subscribing and joining me and everyone else on this channel who is trying to improve themselves. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.